Okay, my dear, you wanted to know how to make a sugar jar. Sugar jars are pretty simple, so you're going to need a jar and some sugar. So that's what's in here. This is some sugar. This is a jar. You can get super fancy with this, or you can go really super simple. But the very first thing that you have to do is you have to set your intention. What are you looking for? According to your message, you're saying that this particular person, you guys communicate, but you want to be closer than you used to be. So when you set your intention, the first thing that you have to say to yourself is, I want this spell to move things in a direction that will work for us. So you have to remember that you can't change free will. There's nothing in spell work that can change free will unless you get into some stuff that you don't want to get into. But the truth is that when you set your intention, you see in your heart, you see in your mind's eye of how you want things to move forward. When you just when you're just kind of mamby-pamby about spell work, it doesn't really work for you. Okay? It's just the universe, you know, it's like Miracle Max. You rush a miracle, you get a bad miracle. You don't want that. So you set your intention first of what you want to go down with this particular spell. Okay, so the first thing that you do is you get some incense, whatever incense suits your fancy, and you cleanse the jar with the incense. So you're going to light your incense, however you want to do it, and, because this jar already has sugar in it, but, I'm just, for demonstration purposes. So you're going to light your incense. And do that with intention too. Because what you're doing is you're consecrating your jar. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to bless your jar and remove any previous negative energy that may or may not be in this jar. If you're doing a jar that doesn't already have sugar in it, you would go all the way down to the bottom. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get a piece of paper and you're going to write your intention on this piece of paper. So according to this, so what I'm trying to succeed is I want us to be closer than we used to be. So you write you plus me, better communication, or however you want to do it, and you write his name, your name, her name, his name. No, it's me. It's not my life. So what you're going to do is once you write your intention down, and what I do is I write the intention down 3 times. That's my personal practice, because you want the universe to get your message. I want us to communicate better. You want to enforce that message. I want us to communicate better, and then you make sure that the universe knows you are truly intending that I want us to communicate better. And that's what you've written down. And like I said, write it down 3 times. Then you're going to fold the piece of paper towards you. I want this to come my way. And you fold it again. I want this to come my way. And usually you want to do things in 3, because that's the power of 3. I want things to go my way. Or I want this to come my way. I want our communication to improve. Then you stick it in the sugar jar. Just get it on down there, cover it up. Now, if you want, what do I do with it? In the middle of the night, I'm tired. You can add like a piece of rose quartz, which always helps with harmony. You can add a couple of rose petals if you like. Anything in your practice that you've identified as to help with communication, you can add that into the sugar jar. Okay, then you seal the puppy up and you let it do its job. Now, I'm not practitioner that does things based on moon, because right now we're getting close to a new moon or a full moon. I've learned, at least in my practice, being a 60-year-old witch, that the universe will answer you, and it doesn't really matter as long as your intention is set to not, mess up anybody. But as long as your intention is pure in your heart, pure in your mind, yes, going along the moon phases will enhance things. Yes, using additional things in your practice. Yes, sealing this with red wax and putting your thumbprint on it will also help with the spell, because you're putting your intention onto it. Once you get your intention into the sugar jar, then just put your hands on it and think about what you really want to see happen. Feel it in your heart. I want us to communicate better. And just feel that flow into the spell. I want us to communicate better. And then boom, do it 3 times. I want us to communicate better. I want us to communicate better. I see us communicating better. We're communicating better. Thank you, universe, for helping us improve our communication. And boom, let the spell jar do its work. So that's how you do a sugar jar. And I hope this is helpful. If you have more questions, then just let me know. This is Penny, the Not So Wicked Witch of the South, as my friends so call me. And I hope this is helpful. So until next time, don't forget, I love you. Love yourself. Ta-ta for now.